Relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Welcome to Pillow Talk Radio, the most delicious place to be. On this podcast, we explore how to create more connection, possibility, romance, and magic in love and in life. I'm your host and relationship specialist, Cora Boyd. Are you with me? Hello again. I just had a particularly delicious piece of honey toast, which is a treat I've been really into recently. I was telling my friend about it the other day and she said, honey toast is like a hug. I was like, fucking right. Honey toast is like a hug. That's exactly what honey toast is like. So maybe, maybe pop a little bread in the toaster. You see what I did there? I didn't fall for the toast bread mix up trick. Pop a little bread in the toaster. Make yourself some honey toast. I have a brief nugget to relay to you today. Before I dive into that, there's been a rumor going around that Magnetics Love School, my signature program, is currently enrolling the all-women's cohort for the August round. Word on the street. People are talking about it. That is my 90-day accelerator for romantic skills and magnetism. It is juicy as hell. If that piques your curiosity at all, go over to coraboydcoaching.com/magnetics to check out the curriculum and submit your application. Today, I'm going to talk about the positive feedback loop between quality of relationships and quality of life. So Esther Perel, who is an intellectual crush of mine, she is a Belgian psychotherapist. She does a lot of research around intimacy and our contrasting needs for separation and autonomy and intimacy and stability within relationships. She's an absolute genius. She's also just like super sexy. Ugh, I love her. So Esther, because we're on first name basis, Esther says that the quality of our relationships determine the quality of our life. This is backed up by a lot of research in the psychology of happiness, which I am certified in, which tells us that the number one predictor of happiness is the quality of our relationships. So I'm pretty fucking into this. I'm really into enhancing quality of life, enhancing quality of relationships. I want to talk a little bit about that feedback loop. And as much as the quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives, the quality of our lives determine the quality of our relationship. It's all connected, y'all. It's all connected. Okay. So before I dive into that, I want to touch on what we mean when we say quality. Quality is highly subjective, and because of that, a little bit elusive to put our finger on the exact definition, right? Or like exact metric of it. Literally the opposite of quantifiable, qualifiable, right? So I actually looked up the definition on the old Google. Here's what I found. I found a lot of definitions that had some allusion to hierarchy in them. Here's one definition I found: the standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind. I don't really like that. I don't really like coming at this from a place of superiority. I also saw another definition that said it was like uninferior to. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I don't really like that, measuring it against. The way that I like to think of quality is it feels good and it is good for you. So quality in an experience exists at the intersection of pleasure and nourishment. So, for example, like every other biddy during quarantine, I took up roller skating. And I got to tell you, there's a reason why this is a craze right now. It is the most joyful thing ever. That to me is a very high quality experience anytime I roller skate. And I roller skate out, there's this trail along a river that is beautiful. Like I literally roller skate along the river. It's such a high quality experience. And the reason why I call that a high quality experience is because it's fun as fuck. Like I'm literally flying around with wheels on my feet, like bumping Funky Town. I have an entire playlist with my friend B called Skate Babe that we both contribute to a lot. So I'm having a freaking blast in the present moment. And I'm also exercising. I'm also getting sunshine. I'm also feeling freedom, right? I'm also learning, right? Like I'm getting better at it. So I am nourishing my health and my growth and my emotional well-being with that experience. So Tal Ben Shahar, who is the man I got certified in positive psychology with, he is a total G. You should check him out online. Tal Ben Shahar has a framework that he calls the hamburger model of happiness. So I'll just briefly explain that and how I see it as connecting to my understanding of quality. So the framework has 4 different archetypes that look at how present and future feedback or outcomes interact with each other. So the first archetype is the rat race archetype. So this would be a hamburger that is really healthy for you, but tastes like shit. So there's future benefit with present detriment. The hedonist archetype is like a junk food burger that tastes really good and is bad for you. So that would have present benefit, it tastes good, and future detriment, it's bad for your health. The nihilist archetype is both tasteless and unhealthy. So it has neither present nor future benefits, and nothing matters and everything is shit. The happiness archetype is a hamburger that is both delicious and good for your health. Sign me up for that one. There's enjoyment in the present, and it also yields future benefits. So that happiness archetype of that hamburger that is both good for your health and tastes good is a really pleasant experience to consume. That's how I like to think of quality. So bringing that to relationships, we might say a relationship that is enjoyable, exciting, dynamic, engaging in the present, and good for you, i.e., this person builds you up, they treat you well, they treat you with respect, they contribute to building confidence, they challenge you to step into your best self. It's a relationship that is nourishing for you in a wholesome way, good for your growth, right? You have a physical, spiritual, emotional, intellectual connection, and your values are aligned. You want the same things in life, and you want that with each other. You can get lit on the dance floor together, and you can help each other through a panic attack. Basically, he opens the door for you and he slaps your ass. Is it just me? That's how I like to think of quality within relationships. Good for you and feels good. So, what are negative and positive feedback loops? This is a psych term. So, a negative feedback loop, basically, we can understand as there's an occurrence, there is negative feedback to that occurrence, which elicits a negative response, which elicits negative feedback. So, it spirals downwards into itself. Positive feedback loop is the opposite. So, there's a positive occurrence, positive feedback, which then encourages another positive occurrence, encourages positive feedback, and there is an upward, delicious fractal of goodness. A negative feedback loop could look like this. You are feeling shitty about yourself. You're feeling a low sense of self-worth. And because of that, you date people who reinforce that sense of self. So they don't treat you very well. They're flaky. They don't value you highly, which in turn contributes to or compounds rather your negative self-image, right? Because we start to internalize and feel like, oh, that is our worth, right? And then we continue to date shittier and shittier people, right? It's a negative feedback loop. An example of a positive feedback loop would be gratitude. And as Tall, because we're on first name basis, as Tall would say, what we appreciate appreciates. So when we practice gratitude, we are looking for things to feel good about. We feel good. From that place, we notice more good, we create more good, and it exponentiates on itself in a positive feedback loop. So the positive feedback loop between quality of relationships and quality of life is as much as the quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives, the quality of our lives determine the quality of our relationships. So what I love about the relationship space is how multi-layered, nuanced, and interconnected it is, right? This is not an area of life that functions in a linear, chronological, hyper predictable manner. And to me, that's what makes it an art form, and that's what makes it a creative process to navigate through. In doing relational work and the work that I do with clients, we need to look at the whole picture, and we need to look at how all the different parts of the equation, of the recipe, are interacting and responding to each other. So I often say that the best thing you can do for your love life is just do shit you're really into, i.e., enhance the quality of your life. The truth is, we find it super, super attractive when someone has a high quality of life. I've heard, I don't remember who said this, but I heard someone say that we don't marry a person, we marry a lifestyle. And while I think that there's something a little bit ominous sounding to be extracted from that, I really like the sentiment. I think the sentiment stands true because when you think about it, all relationships are sharing life together. And when we see that someone has a lifestyle that is exciting, that is fulfilling, that has quality to it, we're attracted. We want to be a part of that. We want to enter that world. We want to submerge ourselves in that. So when I say lifestyle, I'm not talking about just, jet setting and like popping bottles. I'm talking about spending your time in alignment with what actually matters to you, what you actually value, what actually lights you up. When you do that as well, when you focus on quality of life as not only one of the most worthwhile things you can do for your love life and for your magnetism in your love life, but also something that you do for yourself and your own happiness, and you spend your time doing the shit that interests you, doing the shit you're passionate about, doing the shit that lights you up, you are happier, you are more attractive because you're lit up, right? You're also more visible as yourself. When you go on a date or you're getting to know someone, it's evident. It's evident what your value systems are. It's evident what motivates you because you're spending your time doing that. And by the stories, the anecdotes that you're sharing in conversation, it's there in plain sight. Ultimately, we are attracted to people we admire and respect. When it comes to enhancing quality, the present and future benefits of how you spend your time, what you're doing is demonstrating integrity. Integrity is when your thoughts, words, behaviors, and values are all aligned. Integrity is something that universally we respect. Respect creates attraction. Again, respect and admiration are the foundation of attraction. So when we're coming from a place of experiencing a high quality of life, we are getting our needs met. We're meeting our own needs, right? Because we're enjoying ourselves, right? Both in the present benefit capacity and in the sustained, fulfilling, purposeful future benefit capacity. When we're coming from that place, we're not going to be so thirsty with people, right? We feel that we have a full life and we would love to share that with someone, but we're not approaching dating from a place of lack or a place of fill this void for me. The way that I describe that to clients is it's like you're a train. The most attractive way to be a train, just humor me here for a minute. You want to be the train that is heading towards the Swiss Alps and you've got snacks on deck, you've got a sick DJ, it's a fucking party. And when you meet someone you're really into, who you're attracted to, you come from an inviting energy. You're like, oh my God, I would love for you to get on this train. We're having a great time. We're going to the Swiss Alps. You're coming from that place of warmth, right? You're not pretending that you're not interested. You're interested. You would love for them to get on the train. And it's very clear that whether or not they get on the train, first of all, the train is going to continue moving forward, whether or not they get on it, and it's going to continue to go to the Swiss Alps or insert whatever dope locale you desire. For some reason, I've been really into the Swiss Alps recently. I've been kind of daydreaming about it, daydreaming about eating honey toast en route to the Swiss Alps in a train. So how it feels in contrast when someone is approaching dating from a place of scarcity, from a place of fill the void, from a place of I am looking to relationships to create quality in my life versus I experience quality and I am looking to create quality in every area of my life, including relationships. That would be like a rickety ass train that pulls up to this station, has no DJ, no snacks on deck, and it's like, oh my God, will you get on my train? Please, like we need someone to get on this train. Someone get on this train. Okay, wait, you're not sure if you want to get on the train? Don't worry, we'll wait. We're not going anywhere, right? You feel how different that energy is? You want to be the train that's headed to the Swiss Alps and is going whether or not they get on the train or not. And of course, you would love it if they did. So our ability to experience quality in our relationships is proportional to our ability to experience and create quality in all areas of our life, because how we do one thing is typically how we do all things. So it's similar to pleasure, right? So if someone wants to experience more pleasure in their sex life, the question is, cool, where else in your life are you currently experiencing pleasure, right? If we aren't experiencing quality in other areas of our life, we don't have that quality channel open, right? And we can't really expect to experience it or create it within relationships. When we are experiencing quality, actively creating quality experiences in our lives, we're able to show up for relationships from a place of giving, from a place of ingenuity, from a place of generosity, because we're not coming to take, right? We're not coming to fill the void. We're rolling up to the station and we are inviting people on board. So I want you all to think about this as you munch on your honey toast this week. The quality of our lives determines the quality of our relationships. And the quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives. Where in your life are you currently experiencing quality? What does quality mean to you? How can you create more quality of life? Because honestly, that is the most worthwhile thing you can do for your love life. I think that's about it for today. Reminder, Magnetics Love School. Come enhance your quality with me. CoraBoydCoaching.com/magnetics. Talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Pillow Talk Radio. I'm Cora Boyd, and make sure to subscribe so we can keep you in the loop. In the interim, you can find me on Instagram at @TheCoraBoyd, YouTube Cora Boyd, website CoraBoydCoaching.com. Have an excellent rest of your day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, and we'll catch you next week.